everybody. It's December 9th, 2025. Time is 9 a.m. County Board.
All documents present. Hard. Sharon.
Here.
Ben.
Here.
Rowe. Ducat.
Here.
Geiger.
Here.
Grant.
Here.
Hughes.
Here.
McGinnis.
Here.
Munsterman. Parkinson. Jim. Watts.
Here.
Whitlow.
Here.
And Williams.
Mrs. Munchman, would you please introduce our pastor for the blind education program?
Yes. Ashley Clifton, she's wife to Jeff and mom to Ben and Grace. She is completing her 5th year of coaching from her trainings, and she's graduating seminary in May this year and pursuing her ordination. She will be commissioned in June. For her free time, you can find Ashley curled up with a book. Thank you.
Please pray with me. Gracious and faithful God, we thank you for the gift of community and for the responsibility entrusted to this Iroquois County Board. As they gather to lead and to serve, we ask you guide them with your grace. May their decisions reflect your wisdom, their conversations be shaped by patience and understanding, and their leadership align with your good plans for this county. We give thanks for the fertile soil you have placed in our care. Soil that sustains our families, strengthens our local economy, and reminds us of your provision. Bless the farmers and all who work the land, and may their labor continue to flourish. We lift before you our schools, teachers, and students across Iroquois County. Grant our children and youth an environment where they can learn, grow, and develop into the people you are calling them to be. May our schools remain places of safety, encouragement, and opportunity. And today, we also celebrate with joy the Cissna Park girls volleyball team as they have claimed their state title. We thank you for their hard work, perseverance, teamwork, and the pride they bring to our community. Bless each athlete, coach, and family who supported them. As this board meets, inspire all who serve here to lead with integrity, to seek the common good, and to remember that true leadership is an act of service. Guide their thoughts and decisions so that this county may continue to be a place of hope, strength, and flourishing for all. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you get a motion to approve the agenda? Williams,
You want to make a change, right?
one more second. Go ahead. I did not get my second.
I move that we move Karen's comment up to right after the approval of the agenda.
I'd like to move that on the agenda so he was an appointment to me, not just, so I'd like him to be the first. I'd like to move that.
I'll second.
Any chance, Lyle, you put everything all together?
Fine.
Happy you're good with that? Okay. All right.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Yep, now we can move on through the agenda. We got first, Mr. Williams, and second, Mr. Geiger. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. All right, moving on to chairman comments. Got before me a resolution to graduate the Cissna Park girls volleyball team. Assistant Park defeated Stockton in 2 games. The first game was 25-11. The second game was 25-14. They were on a 25-game win streak. Ended up with the record 38-1. Their athletic director is Josh Lannon. The principal is Rachel Holman. The superintendent, Tim Simpson. I'm going to read this. Whereas Assistant Park Timberwolves High School Volleyball Team won the state volleyball Class 1A championships on November 15, 2025. And whereas Assistant Park Timberwolves High School Volleyball Team focused students and fans displayed team spirit and sportsmanship throughout their 38 championship season. Whereas citizens of Iroquois County are proud of the championship season achieved by the Assistant Park Timberwolves High School Volleyball Team, coaches, cheerleaders, students, and fans. And now therefore, report be resolved by the Iroquois County Board. The Iroquois County Board hereby congratulates the Assistant Park Timberwolves High School Championship Volleyball Team on becoming the first Class A state champions on November 15, 2025. Before I approve this, I need to get a motion. Mr. Hughes, I got a second by Mrs. Munsterman. I need a roll call vote.
You guys. Hawkins.
Yes.
Bard.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Benz.
Yes.
Crow.
Absolutely, yes.
Dukenyak.
Yes.
Geiger.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yes.
Munsterman.
Yes.
Perkinson.
Yes, and congratulations.
Watts.
Yes.
Whitlow.
Absolutely.
Williams.
Yes.
And Old.
Yes.
Carried.
I would like.
I'd like each one of you to come up here one at a time, say your name, your year, and after this, I just stand right in front of me. Coach? Thank you, guys.
Pretty cool experience. Josh Landon, head coach of these lovely student athletes that we've been the pleasure to build and grow and develop this program. And, they sealed the deal this year with the first school state title. I believe it's the first indoor state title in Iroquois County, but don't quote me on that one, please.
Nicole Trumbull, assistant coach. Casey said I'm a senior and I'm a DS. I'm Josie Newcomb, I'm a senior, I'm an outside hitter, and I just want to say thank you guys for your support throughout our journey. My name is Kendall Newcomb, I'm a Libero DS and I'm a sophomore. My name is Ella Schluter, I'm a sophomore and I'm a setter. I'm Kaylin Schwing, I'm a junior and I'm a DS. Booster, I'm a junior. I'm Laura Eisman, I'm a junior and I'm a DS. I'm Lena Note, I'm a sophomore and I'm a middle blocker. I'm Sophie Dewis, I'm a senior and I am a middle blocker as well. And thank you guys.
Thanks.
I'm Ava Hendricks, I'm a junior and I'm an opposite hitter. Monica Stapley, I'm a junior and I'm opposite. I'm Emma Malviar, I'm a senior and I'm an opposite. I'm Faith Kay, I'm a senior and I'm an opposite. I'm Chloe Cross, I'm a junior and I'm an opposite. I'm Madison Lipsword, I'm a senior and I'm an opposite.
I'm Madison Liss. I'm also a senior and also an outside hitter. I'm Maddie Marcotte. I'm a junior and I'm a setter. I'm Mark Hammer. I'm a senior and I'm an outside hitter.
I'm Owen Overbay. I'm a senior and I'm a manager.
Thank you, everybody. Get here in front. We're going to get pictures of all of you. We okay? All right, let's get cheese. You good? I'm going to put a booty call for you. I'll make it one folder.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna be down the road from you again in about 2 weeks.
Okay. Now go basketball.
See you, trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, it's that one.
All right, thank you. I just saw that day with the children, they, young adults, I should say. This is why I want to incorporate this. We need to do a positive attitude in Iroquois County, keep these students pushing in a positive way. Let's keep this rolling every month. So thank you, everybody. All right, that's it. Chairman comments. We're going to move on to approving the minutes. Can I get a motion? Mr. Williams, can I get a second? Mr. Alt? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Moving on to payroll. Can I get a motion? Mr. Williams, second by Mr. Grant. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bard.
Yes.
Barons.
Yes.
Benz.
Yes.
Crowe. Yes. Dupat.
Yes.
Geiger.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yep.
Munsterman. Yes. Ferguson. Yes. Watts.
Yes.
Whitlow.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Holt. And Bobbin. Jamie.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Last name gets me.
All right, moving on to public comments. Rob?
Hey guys, I'm Derek Kraus. Most of you guys know me, Kraus Canine Dog Training. I've been trying to get some things going on for a dog training bill or ordinance. Becoming a big market, we need to start kind of regulating that a little bit. The United States is not doing it right now. We have multiple places that are trying to do bill ban, like tool bans. For instance, the ASPCA's contacted the Ford County or Ford, Kankakee, and Iroquois County, and kind of all going together to St. Salad for 4-H kids. They're even trying to ban just a simple slip fee. Just a simple slip fee. And a lot of the handlers that have their sheep and goats and their dogs in 4-H, they use the exact same line for everyone. So they have a lot of questions. So I wanted to just real quick talk about the bill because I was at a healthcare committee meeting, and instead of making the county have to go through the paperwork and all the parliamentary procedure getting going, I'm gonna go to Senator Blunt, and we're gonna try to get this done to the state. Now, we know the state can run things, so what we would do is any money, whether it be fines or licensing, go directly to Iroquois County. So we can make sure that it's not for us and then some state fund. We don't want to get state funds right now. The person would have to have an LLC at least and be 21 years or older with a GED or a high school diploma. If they're in that weird living room where we have kids that are good at things, under 21, 18, 21, they would have to be with somebody at that company at that age until they reach age 21 to get that. We're talking about years of experience, probably 18 to 24 months experience with dogs. Most vocational jobs, to get to a journeyman level, you have to go some sort of schooling. That requires you to go to a trainer and pay money to go to schooling of some sort. Animal control will basically get a letter or a resume from them and say, hey, this is who I am, what I'm going to bring to the community. Those committees, the health committee probably, and a full board would probably vote on those things, much like a liquor license or any sort of license you guys would have to vote on, something like that. They also need to sign a humane tool usage form. A lot of animal cruelty nationally with dog trainers. They try to pressure train the dogs to get them done to make more money. Sometimes patience is a virtue. You guys understand a kid training, and you got to train a child perfectly. It takes time. So they have to sign an agreement to protect the tools. Humanely use of low stem e-collars, humanely use of prong collars. A lot of old ladies in a prong collar walk their dog. With adequate mental health, prong collars, way easier walking in a public place. Sometimes those pit bulls are dragging all over everybody's lines. So nuances like there's already tool bans coming in New York and California. You know how they run their government, so we want to make sure we protect it. What inspired me with this was when we had these Illinois gun laws pop up. And Clinton talked about making our county a sanctuary county for that, trying to counteract the sanctuary county we have up there in Cook. So it inspired me to tell myself, what can we do here to protect things, but make it humanely and good for everybody? And they would have to pay, we're trying to find a good number. I think the number should be somewhere between $400 to $500 a year to have a license. If you're running a business, it shouldn't be just like a beautician's license or anything else. If you're not willing to pay that, why are you really trying to do it? It gives almost animal control a free screening to look at who the training landscape is. Because I try to go at least 2 to 3 times a month with Angie and Animal Control and just look at dogs so we know we're not going in the wrong home because we get returned. And that costs them more money back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to be talking to Senator Bunning. There's going to be a vote. The deadline for voting to get the bills in is February 6th. He said he needs it by January 15th. I told him, how about I have it done by Christmas? So we're going to try to get this stuff done. So I really think I like that it's a state law, so Iroquois County doesn't have to deal with all the minutia because they have enough stuff to deal with. It's the last thing they have to deal with. So I'm trying to take my volunteer time to make sure that it's done in a way where you guys get the funding, but you guys don't have to deal with all the minutia that is all the in between the law. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kraus.
Thanks, Paul.
Go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm actually with Iroquois County Workforce Development, and I just wanted to kind of give you a quick update on what's going on with Iroquois County Workforce Development. Right now, I have 4 out-of-school youth clients, 1 in college in electrical engineering, 2 in Wex's, 1 is working for zoning, and 1 is working for learning tree daycare. And then I have 3 new Wex applicants that are being processed right now. 1 of them will be being placed with the assessment office. We're always taking out-of-school youth, so if you want to know what the requirements are, please let me know, and I'll leave those to you. And right now, I have open enrollment for spring has closed. Out of this open enrollment, we have 4 new enrollees that will attend KCC and Parkland. And then I also have 3 that will attend KCC for CNA classes in June. I have 10 active adults right now, 2 of which will be graduating this semester, 1 in accounting and another 1 in RN. Foot traffic has significantly increased from October 24 to October 25. We had 126 walk-ins. We have a large event that we'll be hosting in the spring. More details will be following in February, but I'm kind of excited about this, so I'm hoping that it'll be a good turnout. And I placed in front of you our workforce development annual report. If you have any questions, let me know, but otherwise, everybody have a great day.
Thank you. Any other public comments? All right, before we move on to outside organization reports, we'll do tutorial on these speakers really quickly, these microphones. With the green light on them, you can hear me talking, they can pick up everything. If you just touch it really quickly, it changes to yellow. And as you can see now, I'm not talking, you can't hear me. Touch it back on, goes back to green. You can hear everything. Any questions? Back to the room, Jill.
We do have 8 more microphones coming. We were hoping they would be here today. The manufacturer sent us all 16 that were on the same frequency, and that would not work. Well, that would be a mess. But anyway, so the other 8 are coming. So you'll see that there's only 1 per table. Eventually there'll be, 2 others for the front, or 1 for each podium. However, it works out that you guys may need them. But for now, 1 per table seems to be doing well. And they move. You can move them to yourself if you want, with the little heads. So there you go. The instructions are on the actual bottom of those microphones if you forget, like, when to hit it or what color needs to be what.
Finance guy, how much are they? No. Yeah.
I think it was around 12. I haven't gotten the final bill yet. They won't send the final bill until the project's complete, so I think if I remember correctly, it was around $12,000, so.
And that includes the new speakers, the equipment.
Big old box on the wall. The box on the wall is locked.
We're not getting any more than what we originally approved.
No,
What about the after party?
Three more speakers.
All right, thank you everybody for putting up those here for a minute. We'll move on to outside organization reports. Morning, Angel.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the Iroquois County Board and guests. I'm Angel Crocker, the Executive Director with Iroquois Economic Development Association. Here's some item news for December. Job training with economic development. It's not new, it's 2014 is when this originated. I'm pretty sure, I was trying to look up the background on this grant. And I don't think that anyone here in Iroquois County has used it, but it's very interesting. And the due date on this grant is January. So they released it, and as soon as they released it, it's time to put it through. So the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, or DCEO, announced an additional $10 million in funding for job training and economic development, or JTED program, for workforce training and wraparound services that will bolster equitable workforce recovery for Illinoisans struggling to gain meaningful employment. As part of Illinois' workforce recovery efforts, JTED grants focus on helping increase employment among workers in key sectors of the state's economy. In the third round of this program, JTED will address the economic impacts experienced by employers and individuals who are underemployed, unemployed, and underrepresented, including youth who have one or more barriers to employment, which are identified as risk factors, priority populations, including immigrants and refugees, justice-involved individuals, and of course us, rural residents. The state's JTED model boosts access to education, training, and support services needed for vulnerable residents to successfully re-enter the labor force. Additional, JTED offers flexible funding through barrier reduction services for individuals that have emergency costs for basic needs. This is similar to WIOA, which is what Ashley is doing. So I've been seeing, and you might be seeing, that there's federal programs, and now the state is initiating similar state programs too. So this is very, very interesting time. Eligible applicants include employers, private nonprofit organizations, federal Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, which is exactly what Ashley does, administrative entities, community action agencies, so ODOT, Vanderbilt, and Mitchell, you're on that board, so that's wonderful, and industrial associations and public or private educational institutions that have demonstrated expertise and effectiveness in administering workforce development programs. Through a competitive NOFO or Notice of Funding Opportunity, qualified individuals can apply for grants from $250,000 to $750,000. Applications will be accepted until January 16th. To view or apply for this grant, please visit the DCEO website, and I've listed the website link there. Interested parties are encouraged to reach out to the email ceo.granthelp@illinois.gov for application assistance, and to help applicants prepare for applying for this funding. DCEO will be holding multiple technical assistance webinars and office hours throughout December and January, and one of them is today, right now. But they will be recording these, I believe, and that will be on the website as well. So mark your calendar, and this sounds like something that you know an organization would like to do. It is very much needed in Iroquois County, and I already did send it to Odette and another lady that is doing training for young individuals and adults, which is overseeing Iroquois County. So enjoy family fun or fun family holiday events in Iroquois County. Go to our Facebook page and see the December events posted at the top of the page. Last time I looked, there was like almost 60. So I had to pick a couple. Every Tuesday in December in Sheldon, Zumwalt Acres, enjoy soup days. And this is at the Sheldon Community Center. Bring your family and friends to Zumwalt Acres free community soup and bread days at the Sheldon Community Center. Serving starts at 5:30, so that's tonight. Feel free to bring a side to share, but it's not required. Warm your heart and your tummy with free soup and bread this holiday season. Saturday, December 13th, Clifton Central FFA is having an annual breakfast with Santa fundraiser. Bring the kids and grandkids out to get their pictures with Santa and enjoy a homemade breakfast. The FFA members will be serving pancakes, biscuits and gravy, scrambled eggs, sausage, fruit, and juice. Serving will be from 8 to 10 at the Ashton Coliseum. It's also going on Saturday, so this is a full day of fun, so plan to get your family up there. Saturday, December 13th, Onarga Chamber of Commerce is having a Santa Winter Wonderland. Santa is coming to Onarga Theater also. He's busy that day. To visit all the little boys and girls, take pictures with Santa while enjoying warm cocoa and cookies. Kids will get free gifts and goodie bags too. The doors will open at 6 p.m. And Sunday, this is where everybody needs to be going because it's going to support. Sunday, December 14th, the Honeydew Holiday Market event in Melford. Support local businesses and get all your holiday shopping done in one place. Starting at noon at the Town and Country Event Center in Melford, grab a drink from the Cozy Cocoa Bar and browse all the amazing gifts options like Tupperware, Scentsy, boutique clothes, baked goods, homemade jams, gluten-free sweet treats, Christmas wreaths, and more. Take pictures with Santa from noon to 2 and enjoy yummy food from the Burrito Food Truck and Sunday Fun Day Ice Cream Truck while you're there. Bring your friends for a full day of holiday fun. If you're needing assistance starting a business, know of a business opening in your town, or would like to promote events in your town, please call our office at 815-432-0072. And I want to wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you.
Santa's going to be busy. Any more outside organization reports? All right, since we didn't have lots of procedure management trainers to step up to the microphone. Thank you.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Like I said, I normally would be making this report to policy and procedure. Given the opportunity to present it here, and I'm also doing something a little bit different. I'm going to present this in the form of a year review for EMA as opposed to what I normally would do up again. A little overview of what I've done. So, along with my consistent monitoring and notifications of the weather, which I do all the time, this is what I've done over the course of this year. Of course, everybody already knows the hazard mitigation process is complete and it's been accepted by FEMA. So the renewal process will begin in 2017. So we get to start this all over again. So I'll be looking for that same grant monies from the state to pay for it again, so but that'll start in 2017. Over the past year,
2027?
oh, I'm sorry.
Back to the future.
Yeah, Back to the Future. I'm looking at a number one and reading and skipping over what I typed, so yeah, you're right, 2027. Yes, fine. I have designed and facilitated 10 required core capability trainings this year. I've included tabletop exercises as well as seminars. I designed and facilitated the required total of 18 exercises since I was appointed to this position. This is one of the requirements which is necessary for reaccreditation for EMA. I've also participated in or facilitated tabletop exercises for outside agencies such as IMH, Gilman FS, Bromark, and Prairie View Lutheran Home. And my participation in those allows these agencies to complete training sessions required either by their insurance providers or by the state of Illinois. I have completed the draft rewrite of the new county emergency operations plan, and the basic approval by the state of Illinois will begin soon. Once fully completed and signed off by the county board chairman, it will be submitted back to IEMA for final approval. This is another requirement for EMA reaccreditation. For those that don't know, if you're not accredited, you can't receive grant dollars. So it's very important to hit all those boxes that are required. And it's been a 5-year process. It's going to change coming up, but for right now, this process is right in its changeover period. It's going to get reaccredited. I revitalized the Iroquois County Long-Term Recovery Committee. The group met in November for the first time since 2018. The meeting was attended by nearly 40 previous and new members from many different agencies, houses of worship, and financial institutions, just to mention a few. This non-for-profit organization is responsible for providing different levels of assistance, including financial, to Iroquois County residents that have been affected by a disaster within the county. I modernized the weather monitoring capabilities of the county with the new weather station installed at the administrative center. This up-to-the-minute weather data is available to all first responder agencies as well as residents through our Facebook page and web page. It's been well received. I made the decision to change our emergency notification service from HyperReach to Regroup. The new platform has been very well received as well. Over 300 residents have already signed up for the new service. Regroup is already active, and a transition away from HyperReach is underway. The new provider provides a more focused style of alerting, along with a $5,000 savings on my budget, which means a $5,000 savings overall for the county. And within my annual budget, I purchased items that will bring my communications capabilities to our current level of need, including items required to run additional antenna lines to the roof of the courthouse. A digital capable radio would provide direct communications with the Watseka Police Department since they're upgraded. And along with the Starcom radio provided by the Sheriff Department, I can now communicate with every agency within the county as well as state agencies in Springfield. At the end of the year budget this year, I purchased a Starlink portable unit, which will allow for a reliable internet backup within the Emergency Operations Center if other options fail, or it has the capability to establish a wireless internet connection in the field if outside operations are a necessity. A long overdue update in the Emergency Operations Center as well as the communications room is nearly complete. New computers that are Windows 11 compatible, have graphics card that will support 4 monitors, and will be able to run the dispatch software have been purchased and will be installed within the communications room. Configuration redesign as well as new countertops will fulfill the very basic but short-term need of dispatch operations with an ICOM or compromise. The EOC has been redesigned and a new large format plotter printer has been ordered, will be delivered Friday, to provide the ability to produce incident-specific maps or organizational charts required to assist in the management of a large-scale emergency or incident. When all the upgrades are complete, I'll invite all of you to an open house within my office so you have the opportunity to see what these efforts are in person. This opportunity also gives you a better idea and understanding of the needs of EMA fulfills within the county. So, those are kind of the high points amongst all the other stuff that I routinely do. I love the position. I enjoy what I do. And that's really about it. Anybody got any questions? Oh, Roger?
Yes. What is the status of what's going throughout the county? I know here a while back, I'm up for has been rectified.
Oh, absolutely. No, I've worked everything out with Eric and Ika. He is doing the call down list every month, finding out if sirens did or did not activate, and then he forwards that list on to me for follow-up, which has been no problems at all. We have a couple that have been having some issues, but I stay on it every month. And then, of course, each of the sirens, they are the responsibility of the individual jurisdictions, so they're responsible for any repairs or upkeep. It's just our way of letting them know that, hey, this didn't sound this month. You need to look into why. So going forward, you know, I have no problems with that whatsoever, and Eric and I are working well. Anybody else?
All right, thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for putting me on the spot too.
That's all right.
Appreciate it. All right, we're gonna move on. Committee reports, gonna have Jed up first.
Yeah.
Okay? Now. Mr. Chairman, members of the county board. The committee to determine the judicial and public safety is to submit the following report to the matters before them. The committee met in the courthouse on December 3rd, 2025 at 3:02 p.m. Members present were Whitwell and Barron. Vince, Williams, and McGinnis were absent. Also present, Sheriff Clint Brzee, Probation Supervisor Barb King, State Attorney Mike Quinlan. The meeting was called to order. Moved by Lyle Barron, second by Jed Whitlow to approve the agenda. Motion carried by the voice vote. There were no public comments. Sheriff Clint Brzee presented his monthly report to the committee as follows. Deputy testing was held to maintain a hiring list of qualified candidates. There were 6 candidates who completed and passed the written test on November 15th. Merit board interviews will be held in January. Gracie Yates has graduated from the Correctional Academy on November 21st. Currently, the Sheriff's Department is fully staffed. Garrett Anderson is on his own on patrol and doing well. Brzee said he anticipates going live this month with the county-wide e-citation and e-crash programs provided by the circuit clerk. Deputies have been testing software and making mock citations and crash reports. My note that that's going to save time of what they have to put in right now. The Sheriff's Department has restated the SMART recovery meetings virtually in the jail, which is hosted virtually by a counselor from Iroquois County Mental Health Center. Judicial and Public Safety Chairman Jed Whitlow informed Brzee that he has written letters to the mayor of Gilman and village president of Anarga addressing policing issues. Probation Supervisor Barb King reviewed the probation and court service activity report for November. State Attorney Mike Quinlan reported no updates in his department. The committee reviewed Lisa Hines' monthly report. The committee reviewed the claims. It was moved by Barron and seconded by Whitlow to forward the judicial and public safety claims to the county board for approval. The roll call vote was taken, motion carried. There was no old business, there was no new business. As there was no further business to come before the committee, it was moved by Barron and seconded by Whitlow to adjourn the meeting at 3:21 p.m. Motion carried by a voice vote, all of which is respectively submitted, signed by the members present. I would move for its adoption.
All right, we have a motion on the floor in a second. Barron. Sorry about that. Any further discussion?
Barron?
Yeah.
Ben?
Yes.
Crowe? Yes. Ducat?
Yes.
Geiger?
Yes.
Grant?
Yes.
Hughes?
Yes.
McGinnis?
Yeah.
Munsterman? Yes. Ferguson? Yes. Watts?
Yes.
Whitlow?
Yes.
Williams? Holt? Jonathan?
Yes.
Barb?
Yeah.
Carried.
Moving on to meeting services. Thank
Mr. Chairman and members of the county board, your committee to whom is referred management services would beg leave to submit the following report on the matters before them. Your committee met at the Administrative Center on December 1st, 2025 at 9:02 a.m. Members present were Kathleen Perkinson, Jamie Botkin, Scott Watts, and John Brand. Donna Crowe was absent. Also present, Maintenance Supervisor Chris Drake, ETS Director Eric Raymond, and Planning and Zoning Administrator Julie Fellow. The meeting was called to order. It was moved by Grant and seconded by Watts to approve the agenda. The motion carried by a voice vote. There were no public comments. Maintenance Supervisor Drake's report included the following. Gas has recertified the fire extinguishers at animal control and the jail kitchen. While transitioning the heat in the administrative center, repairs were needed on a circulating pump. The jail experienced minor electric and plumbing issues with the toilets. Forklift repairs are complete. Sheriff Brzee acquired metal lockers from Lion Metal for use in the morgue and investigations. A new hard drive was installed in the courthouse basement for the security cameras. Snow removal was done throughout that past weekend. Ray reported issues with the snow blower and will be purchasing replacement parts. Management Chairman Ferguson inquired on the snow removal equipment. Ray responded that the equipment is old, but it is still operational. He would like to investigate other options for sidewalk snow removal. Currently, there isn't a backup plan in place if the equipment breaks down. Ray said he could contact the highway department for assistance and possibly the city of Westega, but nothing formal is in place. Watts provided an update on the county farm, stating he spoke with the tenant and the check for the fertilizer has been mailed. The committee agreed that if the check isn't received next week, they will involve state's attorney Clement. Grant suggested inviting the tenant to a committee meeting. Perkinson provided an update on the sound system for the boardroom, stating the equipment has been partially installed. An update is needed on the remaining equipment. The update you heard earlier is all installed except for that final microphone. Committee reviewed the claims. It was moved by Grant and seconded by Watts to pay the claims subject to county board approval. Roll call vote was taken, motion carried. There was no old business, there was no new business. The next management committee meeting is scheduled for January 5th at 9 a.m. If there was no further business to come before the committee, it was moved by Botkin, seconded by Bard, to adjourn at 9:22 a.m. Motion carried. All of which is respectfully submitted, signed by members present, and I move for its approval.
All right, motion on the floor to the second. Mrs. Crowe. Any further discussion?
Benz,
Yes.
Crowe,
Yes.
Ducat,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yes.
Sherman, yes. Ferguson,
Yes.
Watts,
Yes.
LeBeau,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Botkin,
Yes.
Bard,
Yes.
and Barry.
Yes.
Finance Committee, Mr. Watts.
Chairman and members of the county board, your committee to whom was referred finance IT, would like to submit the following report on the matters before them. The committee met at the administrative center on December 1st, 2025 at 10 a.m. Members present: Watts, Perkinson, Geiger, Balt, Bakken. Crowe was absent. Also present: Sheriff Clint Brzee, County Clerk Rita Stuber, Supervisor of Assessments, Mena Cameron, ETS Director Eric Raymond, ETSB member State Morrison, Todd Schiffer, Myron London with Compass Insurance, Susie Warner with Homestar, Adam Sedoras with the other Area White Technologies, and the City of Watsika Mayor Betty Marcier. The meeting was called to order. It was moved by Charlie Alt, seconded by Doug Eckert to approve the agenda. Motion carried by a voice vote. There were no public comments. Myron London with Compass Insurance reported everything has been submitted for renewal. The policy will be issued shortly.
Susie Warner with Homestar, who reported open enrollment went well and the new plan goes into effect December 1st. In addition, all of the Medicare retirees have also been taken care of. They're all on a supplemental. Not the health alliances. Jan Sidoros with area-wide reported training will be scheduled for the new sound system. Microphones have been received. Kathleen Perkinson acquired on the remaining workstations that are still operating with Windows 10. Sidoros said there are roughly 25 remaining workstations scattered over the various departments. The committee discussed possible action on 911 fees with the city of Watseka. The city of Watseka, Mayor Benny Marcier provided a proposal for a 3% annual increase for the next 4 years as follows. May 26, 129, 780, May 27, 133, 674, May 28, 137, 684, May 20, 29, 141, 814. The city of Watseka is currently paying $126,000 and ICANN has requested $162,500, which is a 29% increase. ETS Director Eric Randall reported the fees for the fire departments increased 10% for the upcoming budget year. Raymond explained that during the budget process, the fire departments, police departments, ambulances, and Riverside are deducted from the amount first, and the remaining funds are divided amongst County Board, ETSB, and City of Watseka. In calculating these amounts, Raymond says FOP negotiations for telecommunicators needs to be considered. There are a few different options when it comes to funding this budget, one of which being a service call for service contract. The committee didn't believe it would be in the best interest to honor the 4-year contract and thought it would be best to wait until telecommunicator negotiations are finalized to make a decision on the fees for the city of Watseka. Department heads gave their monthly reports, and they are as follows. ETS Director Eric Brennan reported no updates from his department. Sheriff Brzee reported that FOP negotiations for corrections deputies, sergeants, and lieutenants have been finalized. There were 6 people that passed the written test with respective deputies. They will proceed to oral interviews with one after. Brzee also reported the line items for training and maintenance of vehicles appears to be way over budget. Brzee explained that the deputies and correctional officers are reimbursed at 100% by the state of Illinois, over $22,000 in 2025. The funds spent to repair squad cars after insurance reimbursements is paid from the maintenance of vehicles line item. The reimbursed funds are not reallocated into that line item, which causes them to appear over budget. Supervisor of Assessments, Deanna Kamen, reported she had submitted the P-Tax 280-A to the Illinois Department of Revenue and is awaiting their review and response. The assessment office has worked with the Board of Review and they are accepting appeals from the office until December 26th. All this information is available on the county's website. The annual assessor meeting is scheduled for December 18th at 1 p.m. County Clerk Grant Sulu provided the committee with a list of local candidates that will appear on March 17th, 2026 primary ballot. No objections were filed. December 15th is the deadline for petitions passing resolutions to be placed on the ballot, and then until December 29th for any boards to pass a resolution to put a referendum on the ballot. Suter said she is anticipating 2 questions. One from the village of Buckley regarding increasing the amount of money that's going to be attained for the water system. Preston Fire for bonds. Last date to file levies is the last Tuesday of December. Lastly, Super announced that today is Diane Zirkle's last day in the office. She's retiring after 26 years of employment. The committee reviewed the monthly resolution list with parcels being sold to James and Alicia Stafford, Stephen Carroll, Jeff Schultz, Michael Leggett, and Alfred Galarza by the county trustee. It was moved by Guy Muir and seconded by Jamie Bottom to approve the resolutions for parcels sold through the tax process. Roll call vote was taken, motion carried. There were no monthly finance reports sent to the committee. Discussion was held on the fiscal year 25 levy. Seaver provided the annual tax levy ordinance for the committee to review. Moved by Watts and seconded by Perkinson to approve the levy for assumed taxable EAV of 928, 932, 366. Have a total request of 6,872,286. A percentage of the prior year's expense of 104.99. Roll call vote was taken, motion carried. No finance chairman comments. We reviewed the claims. It was moved by Bakken, seconded by Perkinson to pay the claim subject to county board approval. Roll call vote was taken and the motion carried. No old business, no new business. If there was no further business, come before the committee. Moved by Alf and seconded by Geiger to adjourn at 10:35 a.m. Motion carried by voice vote, all of which is for its adoption.
Motion on the floor, do we have a second? Mr. Hughes? Any further discussion? Crowe?
I was absent, but I did watch the video of the meeting and the discussion on the 911, the ETSB center and I believe I said it last month in the committee meeting, and I'll say it again. We pay our, whatever it is, 126, 162. We give in for raises into the public safety tax for salaries every year, somewhere in the neighborhood of 180 to 200,000. Plus, at the end of the year, we pick up the overage. So the county is paying way, way in excess of what the three entities are contributing. It's not an equal division. And I know we're going to talk about money from ICOM and ETSB, but at the end of the day, those are the tax dollars required to keep that department functioning. So when I heard the comments about some of what Watsika Council thought maybe 1/6 or a per capita charge would be more fair, my question is, and I don't know because I wasn't here when 911 was instituted, and none of us were, was there a written agreement somewhere filed in the clerk's office that says a third, a third, a third? And secondly, I want to point out that Watsika has a full-time police department. They are on duty 24/7. I don't know how many officers they have, but they are using the resource more than, say, Milford or Clifton or anybody with even a part-time. They're using it full-time. And at the time of the inception of the 911 concept, the ICOM ETSB, I've heard numbers thrown around, and I don't know if they're accurate, in multiple hundreds of dollars that Watsika was not able to sustain that benefited them coming into this arrangement. So most of all, I would like to stay with the agreement since the beginning. If we're going to change that formula, then I think it needs to be done formally, not just, let's find out what the history, is there a document to govern this? And I think I guess if we don't, we keep this thing down the road a long time.
I think that next month at finance, the sheriff and our finance director are going to be invited there, and we're going to come up with something new.
Okay.
Something equitable so that we don't have to every year pay this, and just come up with a formula.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Are you gonna look and see if there is a governing document at the inception of this somewhere?
I mean, I can look into it. I guess I can call NIDA. I don't know what I look for it.
The key really there.
I probably have it if there is one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
I have one other comment just to add what Mrs. Crowe was discussing is we do go into the public safety tax, which was not intended for this purpose. And it's become a habit, and it's a habit we need to get out of. So we need to find a better way to
how can even fund this program.
Okay. I'll just say that, some people have told me that dispatch is the first line of public safety, you know, when you make that phone call. So, I'm not defending it, I'm just saying what. All right. Do we need to move on to number 2 here?
No, I just want to clarify that this is just a discussion that was had within the finance committee. We're not voting on it. Nothing in there. That question was brought to my attention. But this is just a discussion that was had in our meeting. What's in this minutes, correct?
Oh, 911?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'll second.
We have a second. Who was the second?
Oh, he left, sorry, I did not hear.
That's okay.
Sorry, not you.
Okay, we're gonna vote on the finance committee report, so everyone knows what we're voting on. Crowe? Yes. Ducat?
Yes.
Geiger?
Yes.
Grant?
Yes.
Hughes?
Yes.
McGinnis?
Yep.
Munsterman? Yes. Stephenson? Yes. Watt?
Yep.
Williams?
Yes.
Holt? Foxing?
Yes.
Bard?
Yes.
Barron?
Yes.
And Ben?
Yes.
We need
Yes.
a motion for the tax levy.
Discussion and action on the annual tax levy.
Yes, please.
Can I get a motion?
That's what I asked about.
Right, so you're gonna give me a motion for it?
Yes.
All right.
I'll second.
Name the numbers here.
We have a
we
first,
don't even mention the-
we have a second.
I would make a motion to approve the levy for sim tax alleviating the,
No.
no,
Okay.
Okay.
You can do the full, you don't need to mention the EAV because you don't know what the EAV is going to be. So all we're gonna do is approve the levy with the numbers that are in the levy.
for $6,872,286.
Any further discussion? All right, go ahead.
Okay, voting on the levy. Ducat.
Yes.
Geiger.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yep.
Munsterman.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Whitlow is not here, I'm sorry, I took that off. Williams.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Bakken.
Yes.
Bard.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Benz. And Crowe.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Moving on to health committee, Mr. Crowe.
Mr. Chairman and members of the county board, the committee to whom is referred to would be scheduled to submit the following report on the matters before them. Your committee met at the Administrative Center on December 2nd at 10:05 a.m. Members present were Crowe, Munsterman, Hughes, Bard, and Grant. McGinnis was absent. Also present, Finance Manager Joe Johnson, ICPHC Administrator Robin Allen, Animal Control Administrator Angela Prairie, Amy Zabel with Iroquois Mental Health Center, and Derek Krause with Krause Canine. The meeting was called to order. It was moved by Hughes and seconded by John Grant to approve the agenda, motion carried by a voice vote. During public comments, Derek Krause with Krause Canine reported he has been speaking with Animal Control Administrator Angela Prairie regarding the county's animal control fee schedule. Krause also discussed implementing a dog training bill, and he will be contacting Senator Jason Bunning for assistance with the writing of the bill. During agency reports, Amy Zabel, Iroquois Mental Health Center reported they have hired a new part-time therapist beginning December 8th, and he specializes in kids and adolescents. IMHC is increasing their DUI evaluation team and will be partnering with the Iroquois County Probation Department. Iroquois Memorial Hospital and IMHC have recently partnered to provide the medical supervision needed due to the unexpected passing of a psychiatrist at IMHC. Zabel provided an update on the first responder wellness program, stating Valerie Melendez and therapy dog Mo recently went to Milford and led a suicide prevention training to their entire first responder team.
Lastly, Zabel reported IMHC has launched a couple of team groups with the probation department. ICPHD Administrator Robin Allen distributed the monthly summary report of programs for the 2025 fiscal year. Environmental Health conducted 384 food inspections during the year. There were 135 mosquito samples for West Nile surveillance this year, 529 tobacco compliance inspections, and 82 radar kits were given this year. The Community Health reported 99 COVID-19 immunizations for the year, which is significantly lower than previous years. There were 4 COVID-19 outbreaks in long-term care facilities, 8 influenza with ICU admit, and 27 animal bites for the year. There were 21 hypertension screenings this year. Community outreach events included 4 Safe Civic classes for the year. Ellen also noted there is a grandparents raising grandchildren class scheduled for Saturday, January 10th. There were 2,033 booth visitors, 3 flu vaccines, 8 health fairs, and 66 inmates were assessed during the year. Senior Services reported 429 annual need-based reassessments for the year and has a total of 202 clients receiving services. The mobile dental clinic has been successful. The next clinic will be scheduled for February. Animal Control Administrator Angela Ferry reported the registration deposit for November was $5,375. Animal Control had 43 calls, which included the following: 7 welfare checks, 2 calls regarding feral cats, 13 dogs running loose, 3 lost dogs, 1 found dogs, 2 injured cats found, 2 noise complaints, 1 injured dog, 2 deceased dogs, 3 bite reports. There are currently 2 cats and 7 kittens in the building. There are currently 2 dogs in the building and 11 dogs were rehomed. Yay. Prairie has reached out to the University of Illinois to discuss participation in spay-neuter clinics. Prairie and Animal Control Warden Jacob Williams have been enrolled in Humane Investigator training. Prairie have discussed Narcan training for the animal control officers with ICPHD Administrator Robin Allen. Prairie also provided an update on the credit debit card system, stating the system is being sent. A piece got lost somewhere and it said to be resent. There were no updates on credit card for animal control expenditures. The committee reviewed the animal control fee schedule with the changes as follows. Failure to combine a biting dog or cat 24 hours after receiving notification that confinement and observation is required. 50 for a vaccinated dog, 200 for an unvaccinated dog. Animals running at large, add per Illinois state statute, Friends, Public Safety Friends, remove barking or howling dogs, remove failure to spay or neuter an animal or to provide written verification of a spaying or neutering procedure. It was moved by Brent and seconded by Roger Bard to approve the animal control fee schedule with changes discussed. A roll call vote was taken, motion carried. The committee reviewed the intergovernmental agreement for animal control services. It was moved by Jody Hunstrom and seconded by Bard to approve the intergovernmental agreement for animal control services pending Attorney Mike Williams' approval. A roll call vote was taken, motion carried. The committee will continue discussion and take action on department policies, the county ordinance for microchip and the microchipping ordinance next month. The committee will also discuss adoptions and foster care agreements next month. The committee reviewed the claims. It was moved by Grant, seconded by Hughes to pay the claims subject to county board approval. A roll call vote was taken, motion carried. During old business held, Chairman Gaskell reported there were no updates on the Moravian Trust. Also during old business, the charges on the severe animal abuse case have been upgraded to a severe level for state's 29. There was no new business. As there was no further business to come before the committee, it was moved by Lynn, seconded by Hughes, to adjourn at 11:53 a.m. Motion carried by a voice vote, all of which is respectfully submitted and I.
We have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Mr. Grant?
I understand that Mr. Quinlan has approved the fees of the intergovernmental agreement. I had hoped they'd be part of the package for everybody to review, but I don't see them there. I don't think
Get provided to my office.
Okay, and is that okay, I'll look into that.
Someone would have to go into.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Williams.
On the, investigation training, currently there's only 120 in the entire state. How long is that training, do you know?
Both of our, Mr. Williams and Mrs. Berry have taken the course on December 4th, and they're just awaiting their certification, their certificates. It's done.
That's great.
So the license is good for 3 years, okay? We've had a humane investigator on payroll since I took over for Yusuf. That was one of the first things that I did was get them enrolled in that. So Jacob is still current. He just needed to do a renewal class, and Angie is taking it. She took it for her first time. It's kind of like a 2-day course, and there is a test that they have to pass, and it's a pretty invasive.
The change is whether it's under the county authority or maybe it's over a private company. Is.
No, it's held by the state of Illinois.
I know there is, but they also name whether they're associated with it.
Oh, yes, yeah. You can pull it up on the Illinois Department of Ag website.
I've got to say.
You have
Yeah.
to be sponsored by somebody.
Yeah.
Be sponsored by the county.
Well, they have to be sponsored by the county and by a vet. So in the past, Dr. Malazzo has graciously sponsored them for us.
All right, thank you.
We also did equine. So we are both certified in that also.
Yeah, go ahead.
Early footage, talk about spending your budget. Just for clarification.
Where's it at?
It's really, yeah.
What paragraph is this?
During public comments, it's right below that.
It's the end of it.
Got it.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion? I actually have one question, Angela. What does that do, that second certification?
It just allows us to be able to help the Department of Ag if they have, just say, a situation where they need us to go and investigate the conditions of a horse.
Yeah.
And so we're able to do that because we took that extra training.
Okay, thank you so much for clarifying that. Anyone else, any questions? Very great.
Geiger,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Smith,
Yeah.
Osterman, yes, Ferguson, yes, Black,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Holt, Blackman,
Yes.
Bard,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Benz,
Yes.
Charles, yes. Okay.
Yes. All right, planning and zoning, Mr. Geiger.
Morning. Mr. Chairman and members of the county board, your committee has moved to refer planning and zoning back to the Smith following for matters. Your committees met at the benefit center on December 2nd, 2025, at 9 a.m. Members present were Doug Geiger, Kathleen Ferguson, Steve Hughes, Roger Barr, and Jed Whitlow. Chad McGinnis was absent. Also present, Amanda Longfellow, Magdalene Cursory, Andrew Pike with Ohio Register, County Board Member John Grant, County Board Chairman Paul Dugat, Edmund Fitzgerald, and Ryan Noni. Well, if you have solar and battery for with Jason Tony. The meeting was called to order, moved by Judge Whitlow, and seconded by Roger Barr to approve the agenda. Motion carried by a voice vote. There were no public comments. The committee reviewed the claims. The claim for Jamie Atkinson was pulled to be reviewed prior to the next county board meeting. Steve Hughes and seconded by Roger Barr to pay the remaining claims subject to county board approval. The roll call vote was taken, motion carried. Planning and Zoning Department report was read by zoning assistant Pamela Booster. In the report, there was a total of $76,092 collected for the year and 119 permits were issued. Total amount of inspections and violations for each inspector provided to the committee. There were 3 Met-Power applications waiting approval from Scott DeVicki. And Lewis Creek Solar Plant, site plan revisions are in progress. Capital Mayor and the Township Road Commissioner have not been made aware of the travel route for U.S. Solar. Reported to the committee that the annual meeting for Artesia's Mutual Drainage District took place on November 21st. The Lewis Creek application is working with the Drainage District to revise the site plan for consideration of the tile survey and the surface water runoff in regards to the solar arrays and the battery storage locations. Artesia Mutual is proposing the need for their permitting approval prior to their conditional use application being approved by the county. The report also stated that the footing failure issue at the Holden Tails Lake remains unresolved. There were no questions on the report. Discussion was held on the hearing date of Ranger Power 2 Road Solar. Andrew Kite confirmed the application was complete and ready to be heard in front of the ZBA. Speculation of the next meeting being on January 6, 26, but we're waiting for Julie to confirm time and date. The prospect of this hearing requiring multiple nights to speak was discussed. Due to the size of this project and the surveyor's schedule, the tile survey has not been completed. Andrew shared that a variance has been requested for the tile survey. This will be discussed as a condition requirement prior to the building permit as ZBA here. There was no action needed regarding the Ranger Power project. The U.S. Solar projects discussion began the known gaps that remain with these projects, conditional use applications. The road use transportation has not been published to local authorities. The other topic is that neither of the fire districts nor the village of Papello were contacted. Brian McDonald asked to discuss what was still needed in order to receive a conditional use commitment for the U.S. solar projects. Magnoni stated they have only confirmed contact with the fire districts and townships within the last 24 hours. Bagger gave him a copy of the Iroquois County Commercial Solar Ordinance, pages 9 through 14, as a guide for what will need to be done before they can proceed to a ZBA hearing. Andrew Kite suggested that the U.S. Solar send a letter along with the application to the fire districts, township, and the village of Papello personnel to provide the documentation of their intent. Steve Hughes suggested to Ryan that they send correspondence by certified mail. Kathleen Ferguson requested that the committee be copied on the correspondence. They will send it to the zoning administrator and the information will be distributed from there. Andy informed Ryan that they would work on getting a ZBA date for them. He stated that it would most likely be a January date. Mr. Geiger reiterated that it would be contingent upon the gaps being covered prior to a date being set for the project. A brief discussion was held on the Lewis Creek project. Geiger explained that the county board sent back 4 topics of questions to the EPA regarding the materials that were used for the project, more information on the fencing in regard to a visual barrier, and the drainage system concerning surface drainage and field piles. Mr. Guy stated that Artesia Township system is working with Allium regarding concerns about the large drain tile passing by a proposed battery storage unit. The issue is that the drainage district would not have the ability to access the tile with the plan that was presented. Andrew stated that this falls outside the statute and falls under the control of the drainage code. There has been some progress in the site redesign, but the project is on track to move forward, and we can look at a potential date to take back in front of the ZBA. Andrew stated that this would likely be scheduled for the same date as the U.S. Solar hearing. Mr. Geiger also stated that LM was under time constraints due to a deadline with Ameren regarding the deposit for the interconnection agreements. Discussion was held regarding the need for more than one ZBA hearing date in January. Geiger provided the chairman comments. He informed all present that there is correspondence with a company by the name of Pace regarding county digital mapping to determine where the solar, wind, and battery storage might be placed. Pace also had inquired about data storage in the county. Mr. Geiger referred to Mr. Kite as to what action the county might take to ensure that our code covers the development of data centers. Mr. Kite informed the committee that he has not been able to look into that yet, but believed it would fall under the other category where conditional use permits are required. He also explained that it's up to the county to decide how to regulate it. The conditional use or it could be made permitted under certain zoning codes. Mr. Kite provided an example of a project that was just permitted through the conditional use process. That was a data center / solar power combination. There were some discussions regarding the selling of power to the grid being subject to our ordinance. Mr. Geiger asked if Mr. Kite could provide the committee with counties that have data center ordinances and also review our codes to ensure that the county is protected with our current codes. Brian Maglione stated that the data center project size with permitted use is based on the size of the line that is used for the project. Mr. Geiger continued with the chairman comment stating that the existing wind farm, RWE, in the Melbourne area, asked Angel Crawford if the county would consider letting the project upgrade their wind towers. Geiger spoke with the representative and requested they submit a formal request in writing for the project. The actual work is not expected to begin until sometime in 2028. Mr. Kite explained typically to do a repower project like a new conditional use permit is required. Towers might need to be reinforced, but sometimes the towers will be constructed and installed. The county would have several of the same issues as a new project. What was approved for the initial project could have conditions affecting the potential repower. It may only affect road use agreements. Research would just need to take place to determine what ordinance was on file at the time of the original building permit issuance. If it needs to go through a new conditional use permitting process, then the county may need to vet the information that was originally provided. Kathleen Ferguson asked Mr. Kite if he had any experience with the repower projects. The concern is aircraft protection systems on wind towers. Kite explained that when the project has set heights over 200 feet, then the FAA has full control requirements. As a county would only enforce those requirements and require that they be always working. Fines may be issued if the system is not always operating. Steve Hughes voiced his concern about the light failure, but Mr. Kite stated that he did not know of any that had failed. The system would default to a constant flash rather than when an aircraft was detected. Mr. Geiger stated that the RWE had also requested the village to extend the length of their program, whatever the date they wanted to extend by additional 20 years. For an old business, County Chairman Paul Duquette asked about light for wind towers. He stated that he believed the repowering was addressed in the ordinance by himself, Mr. Geiger, and Kathleen Perkins. The ordinance was made to be more detailed. The previous version had stated, Mr. Geiger stated that he would use the records for the supporting language, but the existing towers would be held to the ordinance from the original construction date. There was no new business. As there was no further business to come before the committee, it was moved by Hughes, seconded by Whitlow to adjourn at 9:49 p.m. Motion carried by the voice vote, all of which is pre-submitted.
We have a motion on the floor. Have a second? Mr. Bard? Any further discussion? Mr. Williams?
Two questions. One, on the Bays Lake issue, right, HOA home corner association. A lot of underground utilities numbers are quite obsolete. That's probably a Bays Lake, probably not a county problem. And the other thing is on these fire windmill farms, does the county have the detailed original engineering documents on file?
We're trying to look for all that information.
Okay, maybe if you know who original citizen, maybe we'll get back.
Anything else?
That's it.
Anyone else? All right, go ahead and vote.
Grant.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yes.
Munsterman. Yes. Ferguson.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Alt.
Yes.
Bakken.
Yes.
Barr.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Ben.
Yes.
Crowe.
Yes.
Dukenyak.
Yes.
Geiger.
Yes.
Transportation Highway,
Mr. Chairman and members of the county board, your committee to whom was referred, Transportation and Highway, would beg leave to submit the following report on the matters before them. Your committee met at the Iroquois County Highway Building on December 4th, 2025 at 9:03 a.m. Members present were Charlie Alt, Jamie Bakken, and Jody Munsterman. Mitchell Benz, Frank Williams, and Steve Hughes were absent. Also present, County Engineer Alan Harlan. The meeting was called to order. It was moved by Jamie Bakken and seconded by Munsterman to approve the agenda. Motion carried by a voice vote. There were no public comments. The claims and financial reports for the month were reviewed. It was moved by Bakken and seconded by Munsterman to forward the claims to the county board for approval. A roll call vote was taken. Motion carried. County Engineer Alan Harwood presented a resolution allowing him to serve as the acting board county engineer. It was moved by Bakken and seconded by Munsterman to send a resolution allowing the Iroquois County Engineer to serve as acting board county engineer to the county board for approval. A roll call vote was taken. Motion carried. Harwood presented the 2026 resolution for general maintenance in the amount of $1 million. It was moved by Bakken and seconded by Munsterman to send a resolution for the 2026 general maintenance in the amount of $1 million to the county board for approval. A roll call vote was taken. Motion carried. Lastly, Harwood presented an intergovernmental agreement between the Iroquois County Highway Department and the Ford County Highway Department. It was moved by Bakken and seconded by Munsterman to send the intergovernmental agreement with Ford County to the county board for approval. A roll call vote was taken. Motion carried. Harwood announced a retirement party for Ford County Engineer Greg Perkinson is being held on Monday, December 29th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Roberts Gym. There was no old business. As there was no further business to come before the committee, it was moved by Bakken and seconded by Munsterman to adjourn the meeting at 9:21 a.m. Motion carried by a voice vote, all of which is respectfully submitted, and I ask for your approval.
motion on the floor, you have a second? Mr. Williams? Do you have any further discussion? Mr. Geiger?
Is the Ford agreement long-term, or is Ford County going to look for a replacement, or are we going to share them for,
It was the same thing that we did for them.
but they're actively trying to find?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's a very, very small. We got lucky, we got Alan, so. Alan, do you have an idea how long it might take them?
I think Greg's been posting it all year, and I don't think they've had any candidates submitted or inquiries or nothing yet, so.
Thank you, sir. Motion on the floor, there's a second. Any further discussion?
Hughes. McGinnis.
Yep.
Munsterman. Yes. Ferguson.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Alt. Bakken.
Yes.
Barr.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Ben. Crowe. Yes. Dukenyak.
Yes.
Geiger.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
Negotiations, Mr. Watts.
We have three.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The second one is discussion and action resolution allowing Iroquois County Engineer to serve as acting Ford County Engineer. Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make it.
Ms. Bakken, can I get a second? Yes. Mr. Prince. Any further discussion on that one? Go ahead.
McGinnis.
Yes.
Munsterman.
Yes.
Ferguson.
Yes.
Watts.
Yeah.
Williams.
Yes.
Alt.
Yes.
Bakken.
Yes.
Bard.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Ben.
Yes.
Crowe. Yes. Dukenyak.
Yes.
Geiger.
Yes.
Grant.
Yes.
And Hughes.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to number 3, discussion and action resolution for the 2026 general maintenance in the amount of $1 million.
I'll make that motion.
Ms. Bakken makes the motion. Do we have a second? Mr. Williams. there any further discussion?
Munsterman,
Yes.
Parkinson,
Yes.
Watts,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Blackman,
Yes.
Bard,
Yeah.
Barons,
Yes.
Benz,
Yes.
Crowe,
Yes.
Ducat,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
and McGinnis.
Number 4, discussion and action on intergovernmental agreement with the Ford County. Mr. Williams? Make the motion. Do we have a second? Ms. Perkinson? Any further discussion?
Parkinson,
Yes.
Watts,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Blackman,
Yes.
Bard,
Yeah.
Barons,
Yeah.
Benz,
Yes.
Crowe,
Yes.
Ducat,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
McGinnis.
Yep.
And Munsterman. Yes.
Thank you. The board members, to speak to Ford County, we thank you when you helped us in our time of need, and we're here to do the same for you, so thank you. Moving on to negotiations, Mr. Watts.
Mr. Chairman and members of the county board and your committee to whom was referred negotiations, would like to submit the following report on the matters before them. The committee met at the Administrative Center on November 12, 2025, at 1:30 p.m. Members present, Donna Crowe, also present, Iroquois County Finance Manager Jill Johnson. Proceed, board labor legal representative Michael Kuzwara, FOP members, and FOP legal representative Chuck Burke. Meeting was called to order. Committee ends to discuss ongoing negotiating activities. Meeting adjourned at 3:23 p.m. All those is respectful.
All right, moving on. Need to approve the appointments. Go ahead and take a look at it. You want me to motion?
I'll make the motion to.
Second. Mr. Williams? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We're going to approve the claims. Please take an extra few minutes and look at the claims for 2 committees that did not have a quorum.
Make a motion to approve. Make a motion to approve the claims.
Okay, Mr. Hughes, second. Mr. Williams. Second, Mr. Hughes.
Watts,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Blackman,
Yes.
Bard,
Yes.
Barons,
Yeah.
Benz,
Yes.
Crowe, Ducat,
Yes.
Geiger,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yeah.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Munsterman, yes, and Parkinson.
Yes.
All right, have any old business?
Any changes in the committee?
Yes, that'll become up new business. All right, new business, we'll start with discussion and action on ordinance authorizing the county clerk and recorder's fraud, referral, and review process, and establishing fines for non-lawful clouding of title.
Okay, so everyone should have received a copy of the ordinance in your email. This is a, it's a law that was passed, a public act that was passed earlier this summer that requires my office to institute the fraud referral and review process. It's something that's been a May in statute since like 2015, I want to say. but it became a shall, and it becomes effective January 1st of 2026. I've been working with State's Attorney Quinlan on the actual ordinance, which is basically a carbon copy of what Vermillion County and Kankakee County have had on the books since 2015 and 2017 respectively. What this is going to do is allow for my office to initiate an investigation if we feel like a deed or some sort of document has been recorded against someone's property falsely. If we feel like there was some sort of malfeasance going on, we could look into it, review it, get the facts, and then it would allow the state's attorney to take it to the circuit court to press any kind of charges. Again, it's something that's required by law, so that's why we're kind of getting a move on it. We have to have a 90-day notice that will have to be published on the website and in the newspaper before it becomes effective. So I'm looking at an April 1st date for this to become effective. If any of you recall, I believe it was in the finance meeting, maybe tax, that Mia had received a phone call about someone who had their property for sale. If something would have been recorded prior to this ordinance being in place, there isn't really anything that we could do to move forward to press any kind of charges against someone. So this is going to allow us that ability to move forward with any kind of prosecuting charges against someone. Yep.
Does this impose an obligation or any kind of liability if something is there that you don't see?
Well, the property owner has the ability to contact me to let me know, hey, this shouldn't have been recorded, and then we can move forward from that aspect
So
as
you
well.
don't have a positive obligation to look at recordings to see that they're valid?
I mean, no, we're not gonna be looking to make sure that every single recording is valid. It's gonna be if something sparks our attention, if a property owner calls us, much like what happened back when that lady had called regarding her property being for sale, had something been recorded and she notified us that something was awry, we would have been able to look at it that way. Yeah. Yep.
Is there any connection between that, you see the demand on radio, the television, somebody could take your property. Didn't know
Right.
about it.
Right, so this would help combat that. The law also required my office to start a property fraud alert system, which we have actually had a property fraud alert system since 2015 in my office. So people can sign up for that and be notified if a document is recorded in my office in their name. And it could be something that you signed, or it could be something that you didn't sign, and then that would trigger you to know that, hey, I got this notification that my name was on a document and I haven't done anything, and then we can look that way as well.
There have been any cases within this county.
Yes, there have. There was one, Mitchell, it was Susan's uncle, Harry. He was an elderly gentleman that a family member signed a document over, or I can't remember all of the details about it, but it has happened before. So that's why this law was passed. Yep.
The title companies have some responsibility, that's an insurance policy. And if you're the property that's all screwed up, you need a good difficult time getting a good title to sell it. So then I couldn't buy a property we wanted for development because the title was never put up.
Sure. So this would help if someone
Greatly.
is filing documents improperly.
Any other further discussion? Someone like to make a motion? Do you want to make the motion to make the ordinance authorizing the county clerk and clerk's fraud referral and review process and establishing fine and unlawful fine effect.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. For a second, Mr. Williams. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any other further discussion on this?
I have one. It also says establishing fines. Are they, in here?
They are, and they're on page 4.
It's going to be 5C.
Probably fined 300 for the first offense, 500 for each offense after the second time, and then each subsequent after the third is 1,000 for each offense.
Any other discussion?
Williams,
Yes.
Holt, here. Hawkins,
Yes.
Bard, Barron,
Yes.
Spence,
Yes.
Crowe,
Yes.
Ducat,
Yes.
Diver,
Yes.
Grant,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Munsterman, yes, Ferguson, yes, and Fox.
Yes.
All right, B is discussion and action on changes to the standing committees of the county board. This is coming up because by the end of this month, we'll no longer have Mr. Geiger, an Indiana resident. Looking at it, I'd like to see Jamie move the management, Kathleen move the vice, then Kathleen move the chair from zoning, and Jamie put the vice, and also put Scott Watson on board.
Make a motion to approve that. Will you make those moving on standing committees?
Any further discussion? Second, sorry.
But you can just do that.
Good, but as I've always told you from the beginning, I share everything with everybody, let you know what's going on. I don't want to hold anything back. I don't think one person should fully make all the decisions. One reason why I ran for the board chair. Thank you, Mrs. Crowe. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Ms. Crowe, can I get a second? Ms. Bakken. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Thank you, everybody.